Hi and welcome to the market alert for Thursday, the 12th of November 2020. So yesterday the bonds were closed in observation of the armistice celebrations, and of course this allowed the tech bulls to have a play. The market moving towards the upside, but with no great momentum, certainly not anywhere near that we saw on Tuesday, of course, with the release of the news that Pfizer are going to make available the COVID vaccine. However, prices did manage to hold support yesterday, and we can see this yesterday morning after recording the market alert, prices coming back down to the 200 MA, finding support at the close and then moving to the upside there. So let's move on to the open, and unfortunately I missed the open. I had to take my wife to work as I needed the car. So I missed the first two trades, but just before I left I was having a look to see where the market was trading, and then after reloading, there we go, we get to the open and we see prices starting to move higher, and that's as far as I got, unfortunately, as prices then moved to the upside there. You can see them bringing the prices back, but this didn't last for long as prices saw some selling, soon hammered back to the downside. And then, as I spoke about in yesterday's market alert, we've got this sort of, there's the up and down move consistent with each price bar that's going on at the moment as each side try to overpower the other. Again, you can see there we've still got some potential weaknesses again, and the volume is far greater than the previous buying bar there. Got the resistance at this level here too, and then prices again trade back down to the BRN. They try to bounce off, and again the volume is now greater as well as this fight continues to play out. And then we have a potential sell signal, prices trade lower, and then we have a potential buy signal as prices reverse. So this battle is still going on here, but the sellers managed to get down to the scalp, and what's important about here is this level here. You can see that during here that the market traded sideways and then broke to the upside. So there is a very good reason for prices to actually reverse from this level, and that's precisely what they did. And as I said before in the market alert, if you've got profits on the table in the first 5 to 10 minutes, it's a good idea to actually collect them once they are there. As you will see here, as prices came down to that support, they went slightly below. Had a look, got the 200 MA there, but here you've got this support, and then as you'll see now, prices reverse straight back to the upside there. Again, this battle is obvious by the sideways move that you're actually seeing here. There is no one direction at all. Another potential sell signal, this time trading down to the 200 MA, but again coming off, and you can see how prices come off the low and try and find support at that 200 MA down to the BRN. And again, you've got 80% of the volume or 90% of the volume in this bar, and it's less in range at the BRN. And the question is, will it hold? And there you see prices having a look at the close. Say, well, what we'll do is we'll just test down to the previous day's close, make sure who wants to sell can sell, and then we'll bring it back. So they have a shakeout and bring the market back, and there you can see then mission accomplished as prices are brought back. And at this point I returned to see what I'd missed. Prices are now trading above the 200 bar moving average, trading sideways once more. We have a potential buy signal. Prices start to move to the upside, and you will see here, which is very interesting, at this point, this bar, note that the volume is greater than the bar that precedes it, and the range is left. There is selling pressure in this market. So at this point you've got two choices. You either leave the stop in place where it is, or you can move to break even just in case you get a reversal in the market there. So I chose to come out at break even, which in hindsight was a mistake because the market traded down to the 20 bar moving average. Put in a potential sell signal that failed, and then of course the market moved back to the upside, where I drew in the resistance levels to see if the market was capable of trading up to the previous day's high there. So the market reversed and then moved all the way up through these resistance levels. You can see we've got potential weakness at this point, just underneath the high. This goes back to the more earlier part of the future session, and then prices traded back down to the BRN as the profit taking came into the market, and then a bit more weakness. I'm just going to forward to the next buy signal. So the market then put in a buy signal and it jumped to the entry point. I waited for it to come back and then got into the trade. But again, we have exactly the same thing here. Just look at this. This is something else that I've noticed that seems to be more commonplace now once you get a buy signal, is that the market that fills the entry price, the bar that fills the entry price, it tends to have some form of selling pressure. So it's a very interesting thing that's going on at the moment. This is exactly the same as, it's not that one. It's this bar here, this one here, where we saw the selling pressure. And until the selling was removed, the market was then free to move to the upside. However, again, in this case, we do see prices move slightly higher to begin with. And again, because of that selling pressure, I moved the stop to break even, which was a good move. Well, actually, it wasn't break even. I actually ended up losing 8 points on this trade as prices came back, and it just, as you'll see, we had the selling then came in, and this is the classic shakeout of prices once more. And again, you can see the volume building here in these 2 bars after, more or less the same. Prices then find support and then get back above the BRN and then move all the way back up to where they were trading before. Again, looking at the daily chart there just to see what's going on, and then prices trading back up towards the support that we had there. So the trade would have been a profitable one, but they had to have the shakeout. The trouble is, having had the release from Pfizer, the market's struggling to find some decent news now to actually move in the upward direction. So anyway, let's move on to the afternoon and the fun and games that we had at the start of this session as well. So let me just find the afternoon here. So we've got the market opening, prices start to move lower, and then as we move forward, yet again we have a problem with ETX. The data stopped working, so in the end you phoned them and had a blunt 3-minute conversation with them. They're saying there wasn't an issue, and I said, you're not telling the truth, because there is an issue. And eventually they said, we've had a problem with the US Open on the Dow, and also this has affected the IG. And I obviously told them it's not acceptable. This is the second consecutive day where we've had this issue. So they apologised and said if I had any positions open, they would make sure that they came out flat. But that's not the point, because the rest of the afternoon I couldn't trade, because I didn't know whether having the data missing was going to give an incorrect signal. So I didn't trade and got on with other jobs that I needed to do. Again, you can see the buying pressure coming in there for this bar, as well as it's held at the BRN. I mean, you can sit all day long and go through the price bars and what's happening in each one. It's fascinating once you get your head around it, but like I say, I couldn't do a lot. But this is what I have on my chart. I don't know whether it's accurate or inaccurate, so There we go. Anyway, let's move on to today and let's have a look at where the market's trading. We've got all of this resistance up in this area here, and you can see that prices have already reversed yesterday's range, which is interesting. Very narrow range yesterday. Tiny bar, which seems slightly odd actually. There's something not right here. What date is that? That's the 11th. That's the 12th. This is not right. Doesn't seem right. Let me just reload this chart. Yes, it is correct. Just a very narrow range yesterday. I can't believe that. That's really, really tiny. So the Pfizer release was Monday. For some unknown reason, I thought it was Tuesday, but it's not. So, yeah, all the days merge into one, don't they, when you're locked up? That's the problem. Yeah, so yesterday, very narrow range, and then a straight reversal already of Wednesday's trading session there, which means that the low is in the gun sight there, which you can see down here. The market currently below the DP and the 200 MA as well. So watch out for the low, because if the low is broken, then of course we can see prices head down towards the 5 bar moving average level there, and also Tuesday's low as well. Okay, let's have a quick look at other information. Implied volatility moving lower again, so still fairly bullish, but the lower this goes, the more chance we've got of a major correction occurring in the market, of course. There we can still see it's green, so still indicating bullishness with the prospect of a correction. And let's just have a look at the news out for today. We've got the prelim GDP figures for the UK. Bailey's going to be speaking at 8 a.m. Then we've got CPI and unemployment claims from the US, ECB at 4:45, the criminals out, Bailey speaking again, and also Powell. So they're having a Zoom call, are they? 4:45, they're all speaking, so maybe they are going to be doing that. And one other thing which I've spoken about before is that if Biden was elected, he would shut down the US economy. Well, guess what? That's come to fruition too. Biden's science advisor calls for 4 to 6 week nationwide lockdown to avoid COVID hell. To be effective, the lockdown has to be as comprehensive and strict as possible. Well, good luck with that one. But to build back better, you've got to destroy the current paradigm and zeitgeist, and that's what we're seeing happening in the UK as well. So on that cheery note, that will do for this one. Let's hope that ETX actually get their act together at the US Open today. I've seen this happen before, but not consecutive days, and the reason usually cited is that there's a technical glitch. Well, we've covered this before in the market. It's not a technical glitch. There's a massive sell order on the US stock market. So the best thing to do is to actually stop the prices for a moment or two while that's absorbed into the market and stops it from falling sharply. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.